Hi guys, and welcome to Monday afternoon. I know, it's late going up. It's late because I was late getting up. I have no excuse really. I got up late today. Wasn't able to get up earlier. Just physically wasn't able to get up earlier. So apologies for that. I've had a bit of a... So I'm moving the camera around it. I've had a bit of a busy weekend. I don't think I got sunstroke exactly, but pretty near damn it. And it wiped me out again. Anyway, this is P&Q. This is my weekly question and answer show where you get to ask me a question or make a comment and I will respond. You do this one of two ways. You can either post your comments or questions down below or email me directly at miniwarzone@gmail.com and I will give you a anonymous response, i.e. you will remain anonymous. That's about it really. I'll leave a link to my... I'll put my email in the description below. And that's it. If you're easily offended by stuff, just don't watch this. Watch something else. But so far I've had no controversial topics and it's been great. Sunny outside, although clouds in the distance, so it might turn to rain later on. Who knows? But at the moment it's sunny. You got that typical strimmer sound in the background and yeah, you may hear it. You may not, I don't know. Only one email this week. Actually, that's strange, that's not the one I remember. I think I had 2 emails this week, but there's only one that's come up. One might have gone into my spam file by accident. I'll have to double check that. If it has, apologies, I'll put it up next week. And we'll start with emails, because I've only got the one here. I thought I had 2, but I've got 1. Says, "Hi Pete, this may sound stupid, not at all, but do you make your zombivores toxic in Zombicide and would wounds to them kill other zombies?" That's a good question, and I will answer it. A lot of my zombivores I've painted kind of toxic-y colours, purples and greens. One of them actually looks like the Hulk, and some of them look normal. I've done this because I want the choice of whether I want them to be toxic zombivores or not. Now, I don't see why you couldn't have them toxic zombivores. One drawback of that would be if they took a wound and they're in the same zone as a non-zombivore survivor. The non-zombivore survivor would be wounded by the blood splatter from the zombivore, which I think, you know, isn't good, but there you are. But they might just be narratively toxic. Would they kill other zombies? No. Yeah. If their wounds, if their blood splattered on a normal zombie, I think that would turn them into a toxic zombie. And if it was already a toxic zombie, I don't think it'd do anything. I don't think it does anything. Well, it doesn't in my games anyway. So yeah. So, not entirely advantageous for you, but just looks cool. If you paint them like that, I think it looks cool anyway. You could have it, narratively speaking. Then again, you could have a survivor group composed entirely of zombivores. You can do that. So, that's entirely feasible. I'm just going to have to clean off my glasses before I continue. I hate that when what you can see is smear. It's better. I must get my eyes checked again. Get some new glasses on. Anyway, let's move on to the comments left from last week's show. And we're starting with Remco Begiers. He says, "Awesome answers and great P&Q. Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate your support, as always." And he says, "What is your take on the limited editions from Games Workshop?" I think they're really cool. I think it's a cool idea, a cool way of getting the kind of fanatics to buy stuff at ridiculous prices, and a good business move. Yeah, you'll get the haters that say it's a stupid idea, but I think it's good. I like the idea that there's limited editions and that one day our paths may cross, or I get hold of a limited edition something or other. I like them. Idic Beer says, glad I made you laugh. Would you ever consider living in a different country for whatever reason? Yes, I would. I've always wanted to live in Canada, always since I was, well, a lot younger. I used to have lots of books on Canada and Vancouver in particular, because it's just so... Oh, I love all the trees and the greenery and the snowy mountains and the lakes, and then it's got the city as you move further. It's just awesome, beautifully picturesque country. And of course now in recent years, well, last sort of couple of years, 12 months, oh I don't know, I haven't been doing the hobby that long. And the last however long I've been doing the hobby, I've discovered Mini Wargaming, and they are based in Canada, so another bonus. Although I don't think there's a huge gaming community out there, but that aside. But yeah, I'd love to live in Canada. I'd be gone now if I could. They'd never accept me out. Can't bring anything to them. But yeah, Canada. Jason Pryor says, great P&Q, Pete. Which historical figure in real life do you most admire? Well, if you're not aware, if you haven't seen other videos, I mean, I don't make a big thing of it, but I'm a Christian, so that answer is easy. That would be Jesus, my Lord and Saviour. But if you're wanting a more, I don't know, modern historical figure, and if by historical figure do you mean military historical, I can't offer anything really. A figure from my history that I admire was Bruce Lee. I grew up loving Bruce Lee, his movies and his cartoons, and I like Jackie Chan as well, but Bruce Lee for me was like, he was like awesome, you know, and I just love that guy. And then I found out, I mean, you know, his interesting, very interesting life. Very interesting life he led. Him and Ed Parker as well, another interesting figure. Their lives kind of coincided. So yeah, other than that, I haven't really got anyone from history that I really admire. Einstein, perhaps, for discovering the theory of relativity, although no bugger can understand it really. What is the theory of relativity? I don't know. Yeah, I know what it is, but what is it? You know what I mean? Let's not get into that. Right. First cup today, first one. So slow today. War games. And before I go on, I want to say, well done, Martin. Huge congratulations on reaching your Kickstarter. Awesome job, well done. So I'm really looking forward to the future of your store. Really going to keep my eyes peeled for that one. All the best. Anyway, he says, so to follow on from my Batman questions, and in the spirit of Mike Brent's questions, Batman or Superman, who would win? Well, I think, well, I don't know. For me, I think, although Batman doesn't have any special powers like Superman does, because he's like an alien really, isn't he? I think it would be Batman, because he has a more, I don't know, he's got more tenacity and determination and a darker side that he will put to good. But that's coincidental. I mean, I love the trailer of the new Batman vs Superman movie that's coming out next year. Have you seen it? And I love the bit. I love the bit at the end where Batman is on the ground looking up at Superman. He's sort of flying in midair, and he's got that voice he uses, and I think he just says, "Tell me, do you bleed? You will." I love that. I was like, oh, I can't wait. Still can't wait for that movie. It might be that Superman pummels him into next week, but for me, I'm going to say Batman because he's got all the gadgets and the gear, and I don't know, he's just unstoppable. I don't know. I think it'll be Batman. Crongeless Silicus says, another great P&Q. I would be tempted to ask you, who do you think would win a fight between Dolph Lundgren and Mr. T? but I'll ask you instead what aspects of the hobby you don't like or annoy you. Well, I'm going to answer you, Dolph Lundgren or Mr. T, and I think it'd be Dolph Lundgren. I just think it will. I think they're both showing their age now, but I think Dolph Lundgren's a bit more with it again from the Expendables movies. I think it'd be Dolph Lundgren. He looks, I don't know, I think he looks a bit better than Mr. T does. I think Mr. T's day is gone. Dolph Lundgren's is near. I think it'll be Dolph Lundgren. What aspects of the hobby I don't like or annoy me? Now that is a great question. Fantastic question. Well, I've got my video that I made, enemies of the hobby, so a lot of things in there annoy me. Particularly bad hygiene, but aspects of the hobby I don't like or annoy me. I hate internet negativity the most. I absolutely detest it. The internet's made, you know, when people can be anonymous, they get more malicious, and they can hide behind their pseudonyms, and yeah, they're just generally meaner, I think, in any sort of branch of anything to do with YouTube or anything else, and blogs, especially social networking, and oh, I hate it. I hate people who, I mean, I rant about stuff, and I do it a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but I really dislike it when someone rants on about something stupid like a new codex and how it's changed their army. I think that's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Grow up, people. I think it's ridiculous. Yeah, you can be pissed off about it. Okay, you can be. I understand that. But you can do it in a more mature way. You can discuss it in a more mature way, and then you can work out cleverer ways of using said army for better purposes. That will make you a better player, I think. But I hate it when people rant on about things and they say they're giving up the hobby, or they're chucking their armies in the bin, or they're selling off all their GW stuff and they're never coming back to it. And then you see them later, they're still into it. So what's going on? Either you are or you aren't. People, what's the deal? If you don't like something, don't do it. That's it. Stick with what you got. If I couldn't get another GW model ever, and I'd be gutted, but I've got a lot here, I've got so much here, I'd be happy. I've got my rhinos and different things, armies, loads to do. By the time I get around to it, I might be able to afford another model. That's what annoys me anyway. People that rant on about stuff in the hobby, and then they're still doing that. A week later, 6 months later, a year later, they're still into it, and they're still moaning about it. And I can see this from videos on YouTube. It bugs me. Have more conviction. If you're gonna stop something, stop it. It's like giving up drinking. You say, I'm gonna give up drinking, bloody well give up drinking. Don't just talk about it, and then next week you're still drinking. What's that about? I don't understand. Anyway, moving on, shall we, before I start ranting? Spider666, hi there, dude. Talking of clowns, heard about the vegetarian cannibal. He only ate Swedes. Boom boom. That's a bit like the cannibal. One cannibal says to the other, "Oh, I don't like your mother-in-law," and the other one says, "Oh, that's all right. Try the potatoes instead." Boom boom. And anyway, what's your question? If you had 3 wishes, what abilities would you wish for? Well, number 1, easy. I'd have the regeneration ability, or the healing ability that Wolverine has from X-Men. That way, I wouldn't have MS anymore. My symptoms would disappear. I wouldn't age. That's not necessarily a good thing because he wants to live forever. But I would like that healing ability. I would like the ability to fly, because I don't need to buy fuel for cars. I could just fly somewhere. And my last ability, I'd like to be a super awesome painter of miniatures. I'd like to be the best in the world. Now that would be totally awesome. So there's my 3 wishes. Healing, regeneration, flying, awesome painting ability. Jinx Pandit says, from your current collection of minis, what do you think was the trickiest build and paint job? Keep up the good work. I think the trickiest build for me was my drop pod, my Space Marine drop pod, because it's the only one I've ever had to have someone else hold something while I glue something together. That was quite tricky. Yeah, all the sides as they come together. I think my land speeder, my Space Marine land speeder, was one of the trickiest to build, because I kind of built it all before I painted it, rather than painting bits. And like I had all the Space Marines in it as well, and it was a bit tricky. It's still not finished. That's why it's hard. So yeah. DN says, any idea how much time you spend in a week on hobby? Also, do you have to buy list, or are you more impulse buyer? A bit of both. I kind of buy on impulse, and I kind of have a to buy list up here when I remember. I don't have any list kind of written down. I look at something, I think I'd love that. If I remember, I get it. And or I'm working on something, I go to get a paint and it's run out. I don't know, Emperor's Children pink for instance, and I go to the pot and it's all gone, and I think, oh yeah, I meant to get more of that, and then I'll get some more of it, or glue. Although I've got quite a lot of glue. But yeah. How much time do I spend in the hobby a week? I don't know. Probably about 15 hours. That's a lot, I know. I'm averaging there. Some weeks more, some weeks less. About 15 hours, I would say. So I'm just folding up the questions now. Popping them into the bin. Yeah. So thanks for joining me, guys. I'll see you guys on the next video. Don't forget, leave your questions or comments down below, or email me at miniwarzone@gmail.com and I will respond. And until next time, happy wargaming, happy painting, and remember, all brushes lead to war.